The savage history of Proofrock, Idaho opens looking through the two eye holes of a mask, with some heavy, menacing breathing amping up the menace. What those two eye holes are fixed on from behind the bushes is a 10-year-old kid. It's nighttime, well after midnight, and the kid's sitting on a barely moving swing at Founders Park. It's where the staging area for Terra Nova used to be 8 years ago. The kid's head is down, so his face is hidden. He could be dead, posed there, his hands wired to the swing's galvanized chains. But then a thin breath comes up, white and frosted, and he starts to look up, eyes first. Before his face comes into focus, the savage history of Proofrock, Idaho cuts to an occluded angle into a shed? It is. A dark workshop of some sort, like a room you scream through at a haunted house down in Idaho Falls. No more mask to look through, just a nervous space between two boards of the wall. Words sizzle into the bottom of the screen and then flame away. The chainsaw's been dead for years. The irregular capitalization is supposed to make it scarier, like a ransom note. In this shed, on this grimy workbench, a man in a leather apron is working on this chainsaw. This man's got a bit of size, linebacker shoulders, veins cresting on his forearms. His hands are white and tan, and the camera stays on them, documenting his every ministration on this chainsaw. It's dark, the angle's bad and unsteady, but that only makes it better, really. "Is that Slipknot?" Paul says, about the music thumping in this shed. Hetty shushes him, says, "He's old, okay?" He's old, and he's taking the top cover off the chainsaw, or trying to. Eventually, he figures out to push the chain brake. The cover comes right off. It's enough of a surprise that the cover goes clattering onto the floor, almost loudly enough to cover the squeaky yelp that's much closer to the camera. Almost loud enough to cover that, but not quite. Instead of a nightmare face stooping down into frame after this runaway chainsaw cover, there's 12 seconds of listening silence after the song's turned off. The man's hands are still on the workbench, the fingertips to the dirty wood, the palms high and arched away. So it's like there's two pale spiders doing that thing spiders do when their cluster of eyes and their leg bristles have told them there's a presence in the room.